Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, BQ Quick Review. I'm your host, BQ, and today we're with
Pook Hustle, your real host. This is Pook Hustle's Quick Reviews, and today I'm here with BQ Quick Reviews.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah,
I appreciate
first time
that.
for everything,
Yeah. It's a long time coming.
Yeah.
Anyways, today we're going to be doing a reaction video to a traditional man versus 50-50 man.
Oh, man.
All right, so this has been getting some views lately and a lot of talk. Let's see what this is about and let's talk about it. Anyways, if you guys want me to react to a video, go to my Instagram at biquon, or you can just put it down in the comments. I'll get right to it. But let's get right to this video.
It's hard out here. And you talking about, oh, I'm not a man if I'm going 50-50 with my woman. It's hard, brother. You sitting up here getting...
You know it's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get the
Don't say too
money.
much. You don't want YouTube. You don't want them to...
Oh, I can't say imp.
No, you can say that. Not that part. I was saying, you don't want to.
Oh, nah, I wasn't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna say that.
No,
nah, they can't copyright singing, can they?
I mean, if it's somebody else's work, I guess it don't work
Like
like
you
that.
singing,
It has to be the actual song.
Yeah, nah, you can't.
Yeah. I'm just saying, we don't want to take no risks.
You know it's hard out here. All right, let's go.
May?
Nice house, your nice jewelry, nice cars. Oh, yeah, man, you gotta do 100%. How? How, brother? If I'm making $14 an hour, what you expect? You know, you still on there. Oh, yeah, man, 100%. You're not a man. You're not a man. How? I'm still working. I'm still providing, right? So what makes me not a man? Because I'm going 50-50 with my woman.
And brother, I applaud you because I understand that it is hard out here, but we are men, so we have to go harder. I'm not saying or trying to speak down to you, my brother, by any means necessary. I'm not. But I want you to be reminded of something that our fathers didn't teach us, that we must go hard and that we shouldn't get into a relationship with a woman until we have direction.
But who are you to say that?
A person that cares, a person that loves you, a person that's been in your shoes and understands how it feels when we can't give our family what they truly deserve. We have to go hard. Now, give me one moment. I've been in your shoes. And when I was in your shoes, I stayed in my lane. I lived where I lived. My woman didn't work. She nurtured to the children till I got this. And I'm trying to give you the cheat code. Do what you need to do so you can feed your woman. And while she's nurturing the children, she can also nurture your dreams and your goals. Now you can be successful. Now you don't have to say, I'm working for $15. Now you can say, I got employees that I'm paying that's working for me for $15. I'm trying to elevate you. But men get so caught up in their emotions and their pride. And the first thing you want to do is feel attacked. Get the wisdom.
This is coming from a rich man.
Right.
Okay, so all right. So interesting. There was a lot that went on right there in just that first minute or so. From what I can gather from it, or just my opinion on it so far, so this guy in the Adidas tracksuit, he's saying that apparently he's not a man, or you're not a man if you go 50-50 with your woman. And there was some things I agreed with what he was saying and stuff, but I don't agree that you're not a man if you go 50-50 with your woman. My thing is, he was saying that like our forefathers and stuff taught us these things or whatever, and back in the days, a traditional man would provide for the family. But it's not that these things aren't like in our society, like men don't provide or men don't want to provide. The men haven't really changed all too much, to be honest. It's just that the economy's changed. That's literally it. The men are doing what they've been doing before. The same jobs that a man could take care of their whole family and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids with. That's not how the economy's set up. It's set up with a 2-parent household. Most people are working. I don't think, and that's what most families are brought up now. It's not one person just in a home taking care of everything. It's mostly 2 parents working, and that's how most households are nowadays. I wouldn't call most people, most men, not a man in society for going 50-50. It's just, it's not that they don't want to do it. It's just that the economy's changed from back then. The same jobs that the men back then were working, that's not possible nowadays. Yeah. But yeah, you go ahead.
I think it's also important to be very clear on what people mean when you say what defines a man, because a lot of times people base how a man is based off of his position in society, unfortunately. But that's not the main actual thing of what it means to be a man. It's so much more than just what you make. I will say to a certain degree, you are traded in regard to what you earn, treated in regard to what you can provide and what level of service you give to others and the world. You know, that's just the reality of being a man. And I feel part of what he says, where he says, you know, basically, you know, taking the time to like make sure you focus on yourself before you enter a relationship, I think is very important. But at the same time, I don't think that, you know, not being able to provide completely for another person makes you any less of a man. I think it's very important. Something that he did mention was the vision, like long term. Like, you know, if you are doing 50-50 now, that's okay. But is there going to be a way to create a system for you and your partner to just live a better life? Because it's not to say that, I think when people say 50-50, like 50-50 is not a bad deal depending on what you mean. Because a lot of times some men want their woman to work a full 9 to 5 while they work a 9 to 5. And then they want their woman to come home and cook for them, to clean the place, clean up after them, and take care of them. And that's where a lot of women, I get what they saying, where they want, like, these men want women to be their mothers. That's not the reality of the situation. If you're going to be splitting things 50-50 with your woman, y'all should feel like a relationship shouldn't get to the point where your person is feeling overwhelmed because they don't feel like they have help. And I think that's the root of what women are really saying, because even a man who can provide all of this, a lot of men who could provide on a financial aspect are not necessarily providing in other ways, which is another way to overwhelm your partner, because your partner may not want to be a servant. Some people want to be a stay-at-home mom. Some people don't. So I think it's just very important to be clear on what you say to define a man, or what is 50-50. You know, in relationships, sometimes it will be 70-30. Because, hey, guess what? No matter how much money you have as a man, calamity strikes all of us. There is points in our lives where we won't be able to have everything all together. And you would hope that your partner on the other side of things, if that's a woman, that she can hold you down during those times the same way you would the other way. So that's how I feel about that topic in particular. Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Now you're acting triggered, but right now you're
this is coming from a rich
How
man.
did I get here?
Yeah.
But how did I give you? And I'm giving you the steps. This is, if you put down your ego, if you put down your pride, brother, am I saying anything wrong? I'm saying men should be men.
But you saying we not men. You saying we not men.
Brother, any man that makes an excuse can't be a man completely. You can be a male. A man comes with responsibilities, and it's hard. To be a man, it's hard, brother. It's not easy. That's why the respect you want from your woman that you don't get, I get from mine.
My woman respect me.
Hold on.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects you?
My woman respect me.
You think she respects you? You think she has she ever raised her voice at you?
No.
Does she cook for you every night,
Of
brother?
course.
So she respects you, cooks for you every night. Does she clean the house?
Of course.
She cleans the house, and you got her working 16 hours a day. That sounds like slavery.
No, it's not.
Brother, you got her cooking every night.
I don't have her doing anything. She does it because she wants to. We in the trenches together.
The trenches together?
That's what we in.
Brother, do you know...
Let me stop it right there. It's weird because like the reason he's getting kind of flustered up and why he's getting a little bit upset is because, I mean, you're saying he's not a man. You basically calling him a bitch. There's no other. Like, if I would get mad, like that's like right under bitch. Like, you not a man. Like, that's right there.
Yeah.
Of course, like, why would he be happy or anything of you saying that? And he's kind of coming off a bit condescending with how he's explaining that. And the thing that I disagree with, he's saying that, oh, your woman don't respect you. If you're leading with money, that doesn't get a woman's respect. Like, the money is going to temporarily get their respect, you know? You should have respect. Your woman should have respect for you before that. You know, the money's just an extra thing. So I feel like on his side, he's kind of wrong a little bit, because it's like a lot of these dudes that be having money, they wife be cheating on them too, or their wife be divorcing them and taking half their bread because the respect wasn't there. You just bought their respect temporarily. When your money wasn't there, or they see they could get their money on their own, there's no need for you anymore. Yeah. So, and then the other thing on his side or whatever, and you brought it up earlier too, where you were saying that if your woman is working and stuff just like you are, she shouldn't be coming home cooking and cleaning and all that. You still want her to do the traditional things and work. That's not a fair deal at all. When I think of 50-50, people think of 50-50 as it's cut in half. No, it's just you're doing the things that your partner, that you're better at your partner. You're covering each other where they can't be covered or doing things that you're better suited to do. And men can cook and clean and stuff. I think if women are going out working, whatever, this is my good idea. If a woman is going out working, whatever, you're going to do the 50-50 thing, you should be coming home cleaning. That doesn't mean you have to do it all the time, but do it when, you know, it's not going to be so overbearing on a woman. Like, you can cook, you can clean, you can help around the house, and that's okay with that. If the woman does it a bit more than you, like he's saying, his woman just does that, which is fine. You know, that I feel like a woman just wants to do that. That's just in them. You can't like just force them to do it. But still, you should help them.
Yeah, no, sometimes, like, because here's the thing, people, it gets deep in that sense, because sometimes people do things like because it's also the standard of what's expected of them, but it's not necessarily what they always want to do either. They feel like it's a duty, and I'm saying that even if a woman feels like it's her duty, that's why what you said was important, that extra support, because sometimes, like, yeah, babe, you might be tired after work if you got a job. I, as a man who has a job, I know what it's like to be out of work and not want to do nothing. 8 times out of 10, I'm not cooking after work. I might buy a chicken cutlet or something and heat that up, but like I'm not cooking a full meal after work. So I can understand how my partner would want to come home and do that if they're, you know, going out doing labor, you know. And I think here's this. I'm gonna use the Bible actually a little bit.
The Bible.
You know, yeah. I think because, you know, when we having these conversations, it's very important to speak where your moral compass is coming from. And being somebody who was raised like Christian, a lot of those concepts to this day make a lot of sense to me. So one thing that this one says, so we're speaking from Proverbs 12 verse 18, and it says, reckless words pierce like a sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. And I think in this situation, this speaks to somebody who is really speaking recklessly. This dude is in a different position than somebody else. So to tell a man that he's not a man because of the position he is in, when you were once in that position, is to say that you're not a man either, or you feel like you're a man because you're in a new position. But you know, there's I wish I should have got another verse, but there's definitely verses speaking about how quickly the tables could turn. You know, you can't speak down on anybody, because the moment you do, you can end up in the same position. Don't ever put it past yourself. So yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, and I think I searched that up when you sent it to me. It was a verse. We getting all biblical on this.
Yeah, no, because I think it's important to have a moral compass. Like, what is your moral compass?
It said it was Proverbs 17. Let me see, verse 17, chapter 5, right?
Let me see. Yes.
Okay, and it says, "Whoever mocks the poor insults his maker. He who is glad at calamity will not go unpunished." So, yeah, like I said, what he was saying just kind of comes down as condescending. And just like you said, if he's saying that he's not a man right now, that means he wasn't a man before, if that's the case. And I don't think money and stuff makes you a man or whatever. Let me get this straight. Money is important. You got to have money as a man. And as this guy is saying, he's saying he makes $14 an hour or whatever. I think he could do a bit better. That's where I agree with him.
Where's he living as well? That's a very important.
Yeah, cost of living.
If you say you're in New York making $14 an hour,
yeah, that's not
grown, that's not going to cut it.
That's not going to cut it. Yeah, you got to work a second joint. I'm not going to lie.
In fact, that's not even minimum wage here. I don't think you can legally work for $14 here unless you work at like maybe a bar or restaurant.
Yeah, but even so, if he has a family or whatever, I think that he should be either doing overtime, which I don't know if he explains it later, or he should have a second income, whatever. If all he's doing is working, whatever. I'm not saying he should tire himself out or kill himself, but I'm just saying if you are raising a family, whatever, he could do better. That's where I'm gonna agree a little bit with the guy with the tracksuit. I don't know his brother's name, but yeah, let's continue.
Anything about emotional abuse?
Explain it.
Emotional abuse is when you pour all your hurt and pain onto a woman, and just because you can't see her scars, you think it's okay. If I had a conversation with your woman, she'll probably start crying. They tired. They not built to go through what they're going through with you. She didn't choose you to struggle.
But again, who are you to say that?
Brother, a brother that loves you. And again, I'm trying to give you the cheat code. If you put yourself in a position, right, you work. If you have to get 2 jobs, you grind, allow your woman to do what she does in the home. If you have a business idea, you have her nurture that, hey, baby, it's going to be a little hard for the next 2 years. But if we move like this, we're going to be good. You keep saying, who am I to tell you this? A man that's been in your position. A man that has
Also, the other thing that I heard from the guy with the
Jackson.
red,
Yada.
no, with the not Yada,
Oh,
the
the
other
other
guy. This whole struggle love thing is complete bull. Like, I don't agree with it. And so, like, I get you wanting to be there for your partner or whatever, but this whole idea of struggle love is just not a thing that should be. If anything, it's one of the things that's been hurting men, especially in our community, trying to do this struggle love thing. And no, you should be trying to work to a position to be thriving, whatever. And I'm not saying everybody can't be the king or whatever. I'm not saying you gotta be making 100K and then you could even be 50-50. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But saying, oh, she's in the gutter with me, and that's not a healthy thing at all. And I can see what Yada's saying, where it's like, if I talk to her about that, yeah, she's probably gonna have a few problems or whatever. Not saying that she's probably respects her man and does all the things around the house, but yeah, it's got to be some balance or whatever. And right now, from what he's saying, I'm seeing an imbalance. If he's not helping out with those other things in the house, and also just not like trying to get to a better place than he is. Like, I'm sure he's doing okay, but just like Yada said, he can do better. He shouldn't be, when you have a family and you're raising kids, you shouldn't be just satisfied with being at a certain position and your woman doing most of the work.
Yeah.
You have anything to say?
I'm gonna save it. I got it in my head.
Above your circumstances. And I'm coming back down to say, this is what you do. You're not a man until you move like this. Most males will die, never experience what it feels to be a man and to be complete respected by his women and children because he didn't step into that true king place. Brother, it's hard. I understand. It's difficult.
But do you understand, though?
Brother,
do you understand?
Brother, if I didn't understand, I wouldn't
There's no
be
way
here talking
possible
to
you could understand.
Oh, crazy.
No way.
Why do you think that, brother?
Look at you. You on the net flashy. Yeah, man. You're not a man if you're not going 100. Your woman don't love you because you're not paying 100% of your bills.
She can't.
Dang, who's to say that?
You know that moment in Paid in Full? It's like, Mitch, I see you shining, brother. I see you shining, brother.
Oh boy.
I see you got this. You got all this.
Brother, you will never know what it feels like to truly experience your woman until you're able to remove.
Are you with my woman?
Brother.
Are you with my woman, brother?
Brother,
are you with my woman?
Brother, listen.
Exactly.
I almost called you a woman.
You
Forgive
got your woman, I got mine, brother.
Brother, right now, you're dealing in high emotions. You're not even allowing me to finish my sentence,
For
brother.
what? You finished your sentence.
Bro, do you like Chinese food?
No.
Do you like chicken?
No.
So you don't like nothing?
No.
Let me give you a gem, right? It's a gem, brother, please. And may you take this with a divine understanding heart, because I know how sometimes when we get triggered, we can't hear the love in a message because we feel triggered, we feel ashamed. But I'm saying this, if you truly love your woman, right? If you truly care for her, all I'm saying is go hard for her. And you going hard for her won't last. I know some brothers might be like, I live here, my rent's $1,400. I live here, my rent's $2,000. I live here, my rent's $5,000. I understand. But how would you be living if you didn't have that woman? All I'm saying is if she loves you and you love her, go hard for her. And then you say, baby, look, I'm going to go hard. You stay home. You nurture the children. You nurture the company. I'm going to focus on bringing in this money. So if you're playing your position and she's playing her position, you won't be struggling for too long. And I'm coming from a place of love, but most men have never been loved by a man.
What I'm hearing you say is overwork myself.
First of all, ayo, but yeah, no, like here's the thing, he's not seeing the other side. Like I understand what he's saying, but Yada's not seeing the other side of it too, to where it's like, yeah, she'll be home or whatever, and you be working, but then you come off the side to where some woman will be like, you working too much, like so. It's like it's a double-edged sword. So like you gotta try to find a balance in certain things, you know. And I can see he's getting mad or whatever, but also, like I said, he's just coming off a bit condescending. He's just like, yeah, you just not a man because you ain't do what I did. You ain't do what I did, and if you did what I did, then you would be a man. Like you're gonna be a little mad, of course. He's like, you and your emotions, you being a bitch, right? Like that's what it's coming off as. Like if somebody really came up to you saying you not a man, that's type fighting words, you know. So
where I'm from. Like, this dude, I ain't gonna lie, this dude he talking to seemed like he from New York, and you can see how kind of he got. First of all, how you even think to talk to somebody with neck braids like that? Because where I'm from, somebody with neck braids, that's a fight. It's going down right then and there. You know them neck braids ones. They got black Air Forces normally. Don't start this.
This nigga said that neck braids.
But nah, no funny. I think this is like a good conversation. But here's one thing I'm noticing, and he's coming off kind of as one of the LLC bros. And what I mean by that is that let's be very clear and very honest about society right now and just in humanity. Not everybody is going to be a $1 million entrepreneur. Not everybody understands business or how to start it. And even when you start a business, what people make it seem like, yo, you start this business right now and in the next 2 years you'll be rich. Most people, it takes at least 10 years, 5 to 10 years, 5 years to get off the ground, 10 years to get in the green. So when that's the case, you can't just run and tell people like, yeah, start a company, have her work on a company while you at work and this, that, and the third. Like you're giving somebody who here's what I'm glad about though. He's assuming the best of this man, that he's capable of doing all of these things. I think he's also speaking from that point, like he wants him to go harder. Definitely go harder for your woman. Go harder and to make sure you do well. But one of the major points is that I do think y'all is bringing up is what would be the life that you were living before you even met her. A lot of times with men, and here it comes to that grind mentality, a lot of us are taught to self-sabotage and self-sacrifice. And I'll say the same thing with a lot of our women and the struggle love concept, you know. We really do need to spend more time as, I'll say humans, but as black people, the black community, building ourselves up before we come into trying to love another individual. The only time that works is if you individually are taking care of yourself well enough to be in a relationship.
I agree.
The problem is a lot of times, and I can say that even for myself, in moments where we don't have the enough to take care of ourselves, we're reaching out to find that type of love and energy from somewhere else, and really we need to give it to ourselves first. Please give that energy to building yourself up first, and then go find a partner, or then let a partner find you. You know, if you find somebody while you're building, sure, that's cool, but make sure that you already have your calendar and you already have your routine. This person is fitting into your life, not becoming the point of your life. And we put too much value on relationships, like in that sense.
Okay,
and that's what I'm getting from this conversation a lot of times.
Preach your hustle. Preach. Nah, you said it all. I don't really have nothing to really add to that.
Until I'm dead, I can't no longer enjoy this woman. That's what you're saying.
Is your family worth that?
That's what you're saying.
Is your family worth going to war for?
Of course.
So, brother, you taking on another job to provide for your family's every need.
But if I continue to work like that, I won't be able to enjoy my family.
Man, brother, your family wasn't created for your enjoyment. They were created for you to lead them and guide them to be in a better position than you. This is for your lineage, not just for your personal emotions right now. And sometimes as men, we feel neglected. Sometimes as men, we feel neglected.
You're a funny guy. You know why? You're a funny guy.
Oh, praise.
Because at the end of the day, it's a family. You know, we supposed to be together, laugh, smile, pray together.
Oh, praises.
Not me overwork myself till I have a heart attack.
But who's supposed to sacrifice?
What do you mean?
Who sacrifices for the family can strive, brother.
I'm already sacrificing.
What's that?
What do you mean?
8 hours? While your woman is sacrificing 8 hours, coming home, having sex with you, cleaning, cooking, taking care of the children.
I don't make my woman do anything that she does, brother.
What you mean? You don't have to. It's in a woman to make sure that her man
and if
her
she said she didn't want to cook today, I'm going to say, okay, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, brother.
So again, who are you to tell me I'm not a man because I'm not going 100%?
What do you consider a man?
What do you mean?
What is a man to you?
A man that gets up, goes to work, a woman that gives his woman what he can, provides for his family what he can.
Just to answer this question, a man is somebody that leads, guides, and protects, just like Yada actually said. So he, those are the main components of a man. When I think of one, when in the context of a family, they lead, they guide, they protect. Now, also, we can get into the other things about it, you know, where it's like you want to be there for your woman, you know, also like help them out with things, whatever, whether that be mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. But yeah, I think this guy is caught up on the fact that he's saying that he's not a man, which is why I think he shouldn't have started off the conversation. This conversation just started off on a bad note once he said you're not a man for being 50-50, so, which again, I still don't agree with. I think he would listen to it a bit more if he didn't pretty much say that.
Yeah, you can't insult a man's manhood and then expect
Yeah.
him to listen to you. You can't insult another person in general and expect them to listen to you. That's not respect is the minimum in any conversation. Maybe Yada doesn't feel like he's being disrespectful by saying that. Maybe that's his way of motivating him. Because I'll say one thing about men, we use pretty toxic versions of what you would call traditional motivation in comparison to like other people. Like if you look at the motivational videos we watch, it's like, it'll be a dude with a piano playing in the background. It's like, yo, you're not supposed to sleep for 40 hours. You work 40 hours, then you get another job, work another 40 hours. How many hours you got left in a week? Work another 40.
Yeah,
That's the type of videos we watch on a daily basis. It is toxic, but part of it is necessary. Here's the thing. Yes, a man's supposed to lead, God, and protect. I think what's dangerous about what Yada is saying is that it's promoting grind culture. And what I mean by that is, first, let's start here. A man's job is to lead, God, and protect, right? If that's a man's job, you know who a man has to learn how to do that for first?
Himself.
Exactly. If you cannot lead, God, and protect yourself in a healthy way, you're not going to be able to provide, then just magically provide that for your partner and then a family or a child. You should take some time to really get to know yourself and see your way, and then start to consider some of those things. That's where that's where the messed up part it is. But at the same time, on the other end of the spectrum, you are supposed to do absolutely everything in your power to take care of yourself and your family. But the thing is, the beauty of it is that it's not supposed to be forever. It's supposed to be there may be time periods of our life where we have to work really hard. Let's just be honest. And if you mess up, guess what? You're going to have to work twice as hard as the average person to catch up to where you feel like you're supposed to be. It's just the reality of the situation. If you have kids before you're ready or in a financial position to have kids, you're going to have to work twice as hard as somebody who had the time to plan out their life correctly and intentionally, where they got the education to work one job and make the income of a person working two jobs. You working for $14 an hour. Somebody with the right degree or certifications can be working for $28 an hour at the same amount of time as you, but come out of there refreshed. And now they don't have to get two jobs. So the way it's about, I'll say this, it's about getting really creative, because even somebody in his position right now, I've seen people find a way. And I think so much of being a man is finding a way, but it takes time. So to say somebody is not a man while they're finding a path it's kind of foul.
But I mean,
we all got to find our path.
I mean, here's where I'll give a little bit of pushback, whatever. Is he saying he's trying to find a way, or is he saying he's content with where he's at?
I think he's in a way saying he's content with where he is at, but I don't think he's just saying that. I think he's also in a very emotional state because of somebody insulting his manhood. He's not trying to correct himself. He's only trying to attack the point, providing that I already, on my own 2 feet, stand as a man. Now, we could get into that. Maybe he's not actually trying to strive to do better. Which
I don't see a problem with that neither.
What?
If his woman is okay with that and his family is okay with that, if he lives somewhere where he can take care of his family with $14 to $15 an hour, I don't see a problem with that. Like I said, everybody can't be the king or whatever, but from what he's saying, where maybe he needs to give more context or whatever, where his woman's cooking and doing this and that, I don't think that's a fair deal, and I don't see many women. There are women who will do it, but I don't think they'll be okay with that.
Yeah, I think you know what? To be honest, that's up to the confines of their individual relationship too.
That's true.
That's another thing when we have these conversations, we have to contextualize it. Because while this might not be okay for me or BQ or Yada, if it's okay for him and his woman, that's what they want to do. It's perfectly fine as long as they both consciously know that they're making that decision.
Yeah.
Ultimately, so.
All right, let's continue this.
Okay. But that doesn't sound like a man. That sounds like a boy trapped in a man's body, because a man doesn't make excuses. We don't do what we can. We do what we want. We don't do what we can. We do what we want.
Brother?
We do not, brother. We do not do what we can. We do what we want. Well, we are a reflection of God, brother. A man is a reflection of God.
Correct.
A man does for his family what he wants. A man puts in real work. A man wakes up just to serve God and his family, brother.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
And for you to die for your family, tired is a privilege.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
Yes, brother.
When you get paid,
Praises.
and you paying 100%, what do you do for yourself?
Brother.
What do you do for yourself, brother?
Brother, when you have a wife and you're taking care of this great woman, because you chose her.
Correct.
So you're going to choose a great wife. You're not going to choose a evil wife unless you're an evil man. And when you're doing for this woman 100%, guess what this good, loving, nurturing woman going to do for you? She going to nurture you 100%. Now she's more softer, brother. Your food tastes better because it's filled with love. You're not looking at your woman tired. You're not looking at your woman crying because she's exhausted. You're seeing your woman smiling and having the patience, the divine understanding to play with and be with the children. She's not impatient, brother. So all I'm saying is I understand your frustration because I know it's hard out here for men. I understand it. But you got to become more stronger and more harder than your circumstances. So if one job isn't taking care of your family, get another one. And if that one doesn't take care of your family, get another one. And then tell your wife, this is the plan, baby. I'm going to go hard for 2 years, 3 years.
This is this is where this is veering into something very dangerous about society and the way that capitalism functions.
Listen, all I would say is, yes, if your job isn't taking care of your family, yes, get another one, get something better, but have a balance or whatever. He asked him a question where it was like, do you do anything for yourself? And my thought was, it's not about you once you have a family, but also, yes, you do have to keep your mental together, because if your mental ain't right, like, and something happens to you, you're not there to take care of your family. So there needs to be a balance of taking care of yourself and taking care of your family. And you can't do that until you take the steps of taking care of yourself first. And just like Pook said, and I've said in many videos, before you get with somebody, you should be good on your own, and they should be good on their own. You don't want anybody dragging you down, or you don't want anybody reliant on you as soon as you get together. I don't have a problem with 50-50, but if one person can't even take care of themselves, like, that's going to be an imbalance. And it's just like, it's what I'm seeing from, like I said, it's a lot. He's just going through it from the emotional side to where he's still trying to argue against the point of, I'm still a man, which he is. He's still a man. It doesn't matter what type of money you make, you're still a man. There's people that even come to this country, ain't got $1 in their pocket, but their woman still respects them. They're still a man. $1 doesn't make a man. It's just one of those things that help. That's just a plus. It's but
it all and that's the thing. Howard, and I think we need to get in a definition of a man. I think, like you said, provide. What was it?
Guide, protect, provide.
Guide, protect, provide. And I think we all need a relationship with the higher power. Before you lead anywhere else, because you have to know where you're going. Like, individually, you have to know you should know where you're going before you start your family, because once you start your family, usually you become secondary. It's not saying that you always do, but you're gonna have to make a lot of sacrifices. So it's best that you.
It's not about you no more.
It's best that you run your life in a way where, like, oh, I can anticipate that. And that's why I said, it's incorporating. Like, when you introduce a woman to your life, it's about incorporating her into your schedule.
Yep.
You're not incorporating yourself into hers.
Yeah.
You're not following her. She's following you.
Facts.
That's all for it. And a woman should follow a man, but a woman should only follow a man that knows where he's going.
Yeah.
And most men who don't have a relationship with God do not know where they're going. A lot of men don't. So there's that aspect of it. That's going on another route. But a man needs to know where he's going first. That way, when he can lead a woman.
Yeah, you're supposed to have structure and also provide the structure. Yeah. But let's go finish this out.
But this is the plan, and if we execute this, if you nurture this correctly with the knowledge and information that I give you, we'll be successful when we get out of this situation. So again, brother, I'm just a man that loves you, and majority of us men have never had fathers. And if we did have fathers, they weren't strong, brother. We've never seen our mothers love correctly. So we're repeating what we've seen. We've seen women go hard for so long. We believe it's in their nature to go hard. The queen should never be in the battlefield.
But you're still in no place to say that a man is not a man because he's not paying 100%.
So what do you consider that, brother? Because a man is a provider.
Of course he is.
A provider 100%, brother. You can't do 50% of your job and tell me that you're a provider. You're trying to provide. So you're trying to be a
So what
man.
do you think about 70-30? Since 50-50 is an issue.
Brother.
So I think both of them are hyperfixated on different things. Yada's fixated on the issue of providing. That is just one part of the job of being a man. That is just one part of the job of being a man. So, like, the 50-50 thing, you know, we may debate it or whatever. Some people say yes, some people say no, but it is just one part or aspect of being a man.
Yeah.
Guess what? Another expectation is of being a man. Protection. If a bear runs into your house, you know who is expected to go and deal with a bear running into the house? You. And that's part of being a man.
Yeah.
Now, if a person, are we going to say, if Yada
Also,
isn't willing to go attack a bear
yeah.
for his family, are we going to say he's not a man?
I would say he's not a man.
But the issue seems to be that we're only focusing or hyper focusing on the providing. That's just one.
No, that's what I said. It's
protection is important.
Yeah.
Nobody should be able.
Also,
to...
your morals. Like a man should have morals and things that they stand by. There's a lot of evil motherfuckers with money, but ain't got no morals. I wouldn't call them men.
Respectfully, because guess what? Like, you know, that it's even more. It's embarrassing. While it seemed like having money is nice, but you know, having money when your face ain't clean is dirty. Like you would end up in a worse situation than somebody who's poor and unknown. Like I'd rather not be known than to be rich and have people looking for me.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? Like in a certain, because I did something evil to get that. So yeah, no, I
didn't agree with that point with Yada either.
Do you need your woman to provide for you 30% of the time? Or are you that, excuse my language, are you that weak of a man that you can't provide for your family?
So once again, I'm not a man and I'm weak because I'm not paying 100%.
Brother.
It's hard out here, brother.
Brother, what man says it's hard?
The ones that know it is.
The ones that, so what about the men that are taking care of their women? What separates you from this man?
They're just at that point already.
They're at that
So
point,
when I'm
right?
at that point, guess what? It's a different story.
Are you striving to take care of your woman 100%?
Who's to say I'm not?
I'm asking.
But
are
you can't say I'm not.
Oh, praises.
You're there saying,
Are
oh
you-
yeah, man.
brother,
You gotta pay. I'm striving for it.
Are you striving?
I'm striving for it.
So you're not the brothers I'm talking about.
But it seemed like you
I'm
just
talking
on
about-
every brother.
Brother, I'm talking about the men.
You on every brother.
Man, all praises due to the Most High, man.
You know, you seen Minister Society, right? Don't nobody want to hear that bullshit, Sharif.
Hey, brother. You know, sometimes, brother, you know, we just got to give all praises due to the Most High and be mindful of some of the things that come out of our mouths. So if I offended you in any way, shape, or form, I apologize. But, brother, a man is one that can uplift his family as a whole, or is striving like yourself to do that. I'm talking about the men that are comfortable living off of women. And most men are triggered because they gotten comfortable allowing women to provide for them, brother. They're not looking for wives. They're looking for mother figures. And the sad part, our women are the ones that turn these men the way they are. But why do they do that? Because they've never had a strong man to lead and guide them into the right direction, bro.
Okay, I completely didn't agree with that whole last segment. He basically, like I said, he basically called him a bitch, and he's like, that's not going to get anywhere in a conversation by saying you're not a man or whatever, or what are you, whatever. And what he needs to understand that there's nothing wrong with 50-50. Like me personally, I think not even just me. I think most men, if they had the means, would provide entirely for their woman. But there's nothing wrong with like 50-50. Most people in society cannot provide for an entire household. And he's saying that, oh, your woman's providing for you. No, you're providing for each other. It's a team effort, you know? Like, I don't understand this whole fixation with like providing. That doesn't make you a man. It's the other aspects that make you a man. Do you take your kid to friggin' basketball practice? Do you help them with their homework? Do you teach your son how to be a man, to be respectful, and to demand respect too? Those are the things that are important to being a man. Providing is important too, but it's one aspect. And if you can do it, whatever, that's great. But if you're working as a team to provide for the family, then there's nothing. That doesn't take away from your manhood, whatever. What takes away from your manhood is the other things. Are you respectful of your woman? Are you abusive to your woman? Do you help out your woman in other aspects? Do you help out the family in other aspects? Like, there's so many other things to a man than just providing. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. I feel like he was saying if I was disrespectful, I felt like he was, especially with that last line. That was fighting words, to be honest. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I feel like after watching the whole video, I wish this was clearly something cut out of something larger, first and foremost. But as it seems now, this dude seems really manipulative because I think he wanted to get that reaction for the content. That's why he went that way, and then brought it back at the end, because it just seemed like at the end that he was changing his whole stance to something else. Like, he went from saying, oh, this is not a man, this is not a man. Well, actually, you know what? I'm only talking about men who aren't striving for that life or whatever. No, you said all men who weren't providing
No, you
50-50
said
for
what you
majority
said.
of the video. And that's why
Yeah,
you
you
need
said
to
what you
watch what
said.
you say. But, yeah, because he tried to circle it back at the end. But I think, you know, when people speak about providing, I think people need to speak more about the other aspects of providing, because I think ultimately what it means to be a provider is providing an environment where you and your family can thrive. You know, not just survive, thrive. That is your job as a man.
And
now, guess what? Your woman is part of actually a woman's job to help with creating the environment to thrive as well. Now, some people may view it differently, because some people say, oh, it's a woman's job to make sure the house is nice or whatever. That's helping to provide a space where people can thrive. We're supposed to provide, you know, quote unquote income or resources. Okay, whatever. But guess what? As humans and as individuals, we all have different skills. We're all at different positions in our lives. So based off of where you meet your person, if you're not in a position to provide 100% of the income, that's okay, as long as you are providing other things. So as long as you are, okay, you can go at least 50-50. Let's start there. You can go at least 50-50. And then on top of that, you're able to provide other things to make the environment a much better place for you and your partner. Because when you come together, both people, when you enter a relationship, I say the ideal way to enter a relationship is both people feel like they're already living amazing lives individually, or lives that they enjoy, and then they come together to share that experience with somebody else. My life is so awesome. I wish I had somebody to share this with. My life is so awesome. I wish I had someone to share this with. And then you share it with each other. That way, if you come apart, both of your lives are still awesome.
Yeah,
the problem is that most people are like, yo, my life kind of sucks. Oh, my life kind of sucks. Well, guess what? We can make it better together, hopefully, you know?
Yeah, no.
You know, that's not, you know, I don't think that's the ideal situation. But if you end up in one of those situations, then life, I can't really even support that, you know, personally. Because I've been in it before, and I can't support that, because for my personal spirit, like, I know I want more for myself, and I know I want more for my partner as well. And I hope that other people understand that they have that desire too, or hope that more people have that desire too.
Yeah. And like I said, most people can't freaking do it, so it's okay. Like, I want to get to the point where my woman has the choice to work if she wants to, but not have to work. But most men can't do that, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you're failing. That's just the average man, the average man. And if average is failing, that means everybody's failing. So I'm gonna just close it out with that. You got anything else to say?
Yeah, we're in a social decline. This world sucks, and yeah, you gotta get a relationship with God, because it's going to. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, if you guys agree, disagree, let me know down in the comments, because this is an interesting one. I think there was points on both sides or whatever, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. BQ quick review. Now we do.
The pieces and patches I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my piece less of real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence, cause we move in silence, you know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid. Pick up the pieces and patches I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my piece less of real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence, cause we move in silence, you know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid.